from that we had the opportunity to have here at High Plains, and it was facilitated by Peter Bowden. And it's now my time to introduce him. He's our guest today. Peter Bowden is a ministry and media consultant with a passion for social media, small groups, and collaborative ministry, who is known nationally within the United States in the Universalist Unitarian Association for his work. And he is a popular keynote speaker and a workshop leader, as he facilitated our workshop yesterday. He was raised a Unitarian Universalist and has worked for the UUA's Development Department, Youth Ministry Office, and has served as a UUA District Consultant on Congregational Growth Strategies, Religious Education, Youth, and Young Adult Ministries. For over a decade, Peter has worked bivocationally with both congregations and as a producer of multiple national syndicated television shows from PBS Kids, such as The Curious George Show, which happens to be many of our kids' favorite show. Peter is passionate about serving our denomination by helping congregations harness the communication and collaboration tools of our time. He studied digital media production through Boston University and has been working at the intersection of ministry, media, and changing culture ever since. So please help me welcome Peter Bowden.
There's one of these, in my wife's church, they call this the dignity box, so you can like, I think we'll get it out. Track the dignity box. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to this moment, to this place, this time, this space. No screens, except for the one helping us sing better by looking up instead of down. No devices distracting us, except for those used by people to share with the larger world that this place exists and what we and our congregations are about. So, if you haven't done so already, put your cell phones into worship mode. It means only tweeting about what I'm saying. In a world of increasing texting and tweeting and status updates, shared videos of cute kittens and sneezing pandas and crazy karate chopping twins and 1,000 distractions. Let us celebrate that here we have found each other. Face to face, we have found each other. Now, look around, look at each other, make eye contact, see who's in the room. Soak in those eyes, make eye contact for a second. In our increasingly digital world, face-to-face contact is increasingly rare and increasingly precious. Together, let us recognize the promise and potential in our choosing to come together here today. Come, let us worship together. Oh, I lost my eyeballs. There's my eyeballs. So, I want to say thank you for everyone who worked to help make our event yesterday possible. It was a pleasure working with, we had like 80 people from across the Rockies, like 4 different states. It was fabulous. And just because we had so much fun already this morning and great music, it blew me away. That we're just going to skip the reading that was going to go before the sermon. I'll address some of that. So, I, as it was noted earlier, am a lifelong Unitarian Universalist. Something you might not have known about me is that until I was in my 20s, I was painfully shy. A clam. And it was working with, as an advisor in the youth group in my congregation that I slowly came to kind of find my voice. And through being a member of my own congregation and stepping into more leadership roles as an adult about things that I was passionate about, and justice work, that I felt I had to speak. And I say all this just to let you know that you guys did this to me. All right? So, do you guys have the 1 hour service or the 2 hour worship service? It's a 1 hour worship. Generally, okay. So, yeah, I almost became a Unitarian Universalist minister. I was heading that way. I wanted to do work with like the stuff we did with our youth group. I wanted to have awesome groups for adults. Wanted to help our congregations across the country develop amazing small groups for discussing all the kind of things that we might have sermons preached about. And I started doing that work as a lay person. And then I got this awesome job working for the Monkey, Curious George, helping making children's TV shows. And then I met and married a Unitarian Universalist minister. And we're like, do we want 2 ministers in the family? Are there any minister couples here? No. But I realized, like, all right, I'm already doing some great work with television, working with congregations, and when I was trying to decide whether I was going to go to seminary or not, 2005, things changed. YouTube came out. And at that point, Time magazine said that you, people everywhere, are the person of the year. Because from that moment on, we've started to have the power, every individual, to share information, to broadcast videos, and our communication to start evolving at rapid, lightning speed. Who has a cell phone? Why are you laughing at me? It's an honest question. Who had a cell phone in 2005? Oh my God, okay, good. Who has a smartphone? A lot. All right. So, there's a woman whose work I've been following named Sherry Turkle. She works at the MIT Initiative on Technology in the Self. And she's been studying how is it that our technology is changing us. Okay? And, you know, she's finding that while we're using Facebook and Twitter and all these social media sites to connect with all kinds of people that we know from our present context, people from the ancient past, the old high school flame, all these people, whatever it is, we're getting to being in connection with them all the time. Family members who moved across the country. We are developing these massive networks of connections with people distributed across the country, even the world. But she is finding that for many, our connections are getting shallower and shallower. There are always cases, like Dana was mentioning this morning, where we use the technology to connect with people and develop and advance amazing relationships and great things happen. But for many people, that's not the case. There's a very interesting, and so I've been very interested in, all right, if I care as a Unitarian Universalist about community and justice and just people living amazing lives, what's this technology? Oh, and I love technology. Like I can justify buying all kinds of toys. Oh, it's for work. Yeah. Yeah. Is it good? Yeah. Like that's it. Yeah. Is it? No. Is this good for us? All this technology? Now, what do you think? Yes or no? Technology? Yeah, yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, All right. People are studying, there are now people who are sociologists and ethnographers and all these people studying the impact of our technology on how we live. And one of the things that they're finding, which I find deeply troubling and also an awesome case for why congregations are so important. Yes. Can you travel with me?
I'm so tracking with you.
All right, all right. Anyone watch the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon? You're like my Wiggins, right? What's his name? Okay. As people are having, I'm getting serious now. As people are having these devices all the time, the people studying the impact on our behavior are finding that we are using the fact that any time we can connect with people we already know, or play a game, or just go to something like Facebook and scroll what's happening with all of these people I kind of know. That we are losing the capacity for self-reflection and a willingness to be alone with ourselves. That increasingly, and I feel this when, I do a lot of social media work as it connects to my work, but when I find myself alone, I just start filling that space. Now, for congregations who are very much in the, I say, the community building and helping people make friend business. You thought Facebook was in the friend business? You're in the friend business. This is so important because when people come to a point in their lives when something happens and they realize, I need a real community. I have trauma or something happens or I move to a new place. They first will look at, all right, I hear this place, High Plains nearby, and so what do? Do they come in the door? No, they go on your website because people are increasingly trained to be able to, anything they're going to do, they can look it up, Google it, check out videos, reviews on Yelp and things, and know exactly what they're going to get into to remove the anxiety. So they do all their research about you and Unitarian Universalism online, and when they realize you guys sound pretty cool, you're just what I was looking for. When they pre-qualify themselves to be a Unitarian Universalist and come be one of your friends, then they come. In a very short window, when they come in that door, when they're waiting to have you verify for them that you are who you say you are, that you're as welcoming as you say you are, and that you actually care who they are. And I think we get at most, for the majority of people, 3 visits to have them really decide that you guys are as great as you say you are, and I think you guys are awesome. And I got a song, man. Y'all have a song. We gotta cut a CD or something. And single. But there's this tiny little window when they come in and we can make real connections with them, real authentic relationships. So for those of you, who are really core members here, it's important to realize that the people who are coming in your door, just by our changing culture, are increasingly anxious and are only going to be here a very short time if they don't make friends. And then the other thing, for those of you who are not using all these technological tools, people 100% use your online identity and community engagement as a congregation, your online presence, to determine if this is the place for them. Increasingly, for all these people who are growing up with these technologies, they do their church shopping, they decide which congregation they're going to go to by checking you out online. So that means you all must be on Facebook. No, I'm kidding, I want to give them a hard time. You do not need to use social media yourselves, but your congregation absolutely must, if you want to be able to not just exist, not just grow, not just make more money from more members, but if you want to be able to be in relationship with the people who are looking to be a member of your community, at that moment when they're looking to figure out who you are and are looking for a kind and welcoming presence to help them figure out, is this the place for me? In today's world, that is happening on Facebook and other social media sites. And so we need your whole congregation to understand the critical importance of those efforts, that ministry, and really cheerlead the people in your congregation who are going to make that important work and ministry happen. So, for all of the people who would be here if we did a fabulous job communicating who you are and inviting them to visit your congregation and truly seek to understand who they are when they walk in that door. My hope is that we can understand, for better or worse, the challenges of our time, the technology, and the changing culture, and not lose sight of the people who are seeking to be your friends.